Welcome everyone to another episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. I'm booking WWF Monday Night Raw for the fourth week of July in 2001. Invasion will be on Sunday. Um, will be on Sunday at the week, so we got one more Raw, Heat, and SmackDown before Invasion. So let's run the show and let's see how things go. In a pre-show bout that had little heat and embarrassing wrestling, Mark Henry defeated Jimmy Cicero by pinfall with a death from above. This guy 29. In a pre-show bout that had little heat and embarrassing wrestling, Chaz Warrington defeated Sterling James Keenan, aka Corey Graves, by pinfall with a mosh pit. This guy 25. Chaz is getting better at his gimmick. In a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Booker T defeated The Big Show by pinfall with a missile dropkick. This guy is 68. So Steven Richards is standing backstage. Ooh, picked Stacy Keibler. Oh well. Too late to change it now. It was supposed to be Steven Richards. And Steven Richards goes, "The Godfather has challenged me to a match at Invasion. Godfather, you did exactly what I wanted you to do, and I can't wait to meet you in a match this Sunday. What is said, though, is I saw potential in you. When I recruited you to join Right to Censor, it looked like you were going to finish your career on a high note. But you became a letdown. You became a consistent letdown. But I'm not going to let you down. At Invasion, I will show you the error of your ways. I am extremely disappointed in you, Godfather, and I will make sure you know the meaning of the word extreme this Sunday." And this got a 46. The original promo did continue. Unfortunately, the document where I keep the promos, um, I, I lost the promos. The other two I did rewrite because there were two interviews. Those promos or interviews I will have in full. But this one I thought the whole message was. Um, I thought the whole promo was here. So because there would have been at bottom here if there was more. So maybe that was just a mistake. But I usually put three periods when I can't fit anymore in the text box. In a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd but terrible wrestling, the Holly Cousins defeated Shannon Moore and Evan Courageous when Crash Holly pinned Evan Courageous with an Irish Karana. This guy 48. Al Snow is shown backstage where officials have just found him bloody and battered, the apparent victim of a sneak attack. He is stunned but conscious, but doesn't know who attacked him. This guy 33. Raw's not doing too good. In a bout that had great heat and decent wrestling, China defeated Lita by pinfall with the powerbomb. China successfully defends the WWF Women's Championship. So, yeah, I thought this would go down. So China is celebrating retaining the Women's Championship, but Sean Stasiak and Stacy Keibler run in and beat China down 2-on-1 because Al Snow's already been taken out backstage. So this got 31. Rikishi attacks Diamond Dallas Page backstage, leaving him down and out. This got 38. Wow. So um, uh, Kevin Kelly goes, "Please welcome my guests at this time, William Regal and Ivory." Now, Ivory, last we saw, you were sided with Steven Richards, who then joined ECW. Did you and William Regal join ECW, or are you still with the WWF? Ivory looks offended and goes, "Kevin, what kind of question is that? Myself and William Regal are here on behalf of WWF. You know, I believed everything Steven Richards told me from the time he convinced me to join Right to Censor. When he disbanded the family he created, I stuck with him because I thought he was still part of the WWF team for sure. But when he agreed to join ECW with Paul Heyman, he never told me that he was planning that. But William Regal is also Team WWF, needed my help, and I agreed to help him. I know a gentleman like William Regal won't steal." And Kevin Kelly goes, "Okay, William Regal, a couple of weeks ago, you made an indecent proposal to Tori Wilson, But since you and Ivory attacked Kidman and Tori, is that offer rescinded? And Regal goes, indecent? I gave Tori Wilson the chance of a lifetime, and she turned me down and continues to support that miserable toe rag, Billy Kidman, who is part of Team WCW and an invader. Tori, you have chosen to associate with the enemy, and that decision comes with consequences that you are now finding out about. But if you two are such a great team, then I have a challenge. How about an invasion? Myself and Ivory will represent Team WWF, and you two can represent Team WCW in an intergender tag team match this Sunday at Invasion. And Ivory goes, but if you two accept this challenge, I'm going to teach that model Tori what it takes to be a wrestler, and you two are going to get a lesson what happens to invaders. I hope you two accept this challenge so me and Regal can beat some decency into you two. So William Regal and Ivory walk off, and Kevin Kelly goes, the challenge has been made for WWF Invasion for William Regal and Ivory to take on Billy Kidman and Tori Wilson in an intergender tag team match. We will have to wait to see if Kidman and Tori accept the challenge. So, JR, Punk, back to you two. And this only got a 42, though. So, in a decent match, Chuck Palumbo defeated Lance Storm by submission with a torture rack. This got a 50. So Michael Cole's backstage. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, the only Olympic gold medalist in WWF history, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle enters the frame. And Michael Cole goes, now Kurt, in 6 days, you will face Booker T at Invasion with the WCW World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Are there any concerns as you get ready to face Booker T? And Kurt goes, Cole, I can't believe you had to ask me that. Myself and Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Booker T and Buff Bagwell in a tag team match a few weeks ago. Myself and Rikishi teamed up to defeat Booker T and Diamond Dallas Page last week on SmackDown. The way I see it, I have more wins over Booker T in tag team matches, and there's a difference between a singles match and a tag team match. But I also faced Booker T and Buff Bagwell in a triple threat match, and Booker T had to defeat Buff Bagwell in a triple threat match. So why would I be worried? And Michael goes, well, Booker T does have a singles victory over you from a couple months ago. And Kurt goes, yes, one time he got one over on your Olympic hero. The problem with that is it was a fluke, and flukes don't happen twice. So in 6 days, I will be the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Michael Cole goes, what about Triple H? Triple H has stated he will face whomever the WCW World Heavyweight Champion is at SummerSlam because of his victory in the King of the Ring tournament. And Kurt goes, Triple H will have the chance to change his mind depending if the current champions will walk into SummerSlam as champions. However, I hope Triple H does not change his mind. This year, if I won King of the Ring, I would be the first wrestler to win King of the Ring twice in 2 consecutive years. Triple H took that from me in another fluke. So at SummerSlam, if Triple H comes after your new WCW champion, Kurt Angle, I'm going to prove his victory over me at King of the Ring means nothing. And Michael Cole goes, thank you for your comments. Punk, JR, back to you. This got a 75. Kurt Angle enjoyed the freedom to go off script. This got the crowd hotter. Okay, that's the kind of ratings we need. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Albert and X-Pac defeated the Hardy Boys when X-Pac pinned Matt Hardy with the Tombstone. This got a 65. Hardys have excellent chemistry teaming together. Jeff Hardy and Lita have great chemistry. So The Rock comes down to do color commentary for the main event. This got a 74. Then in a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, and I didn't think this match would do this well, the two-man power trip defeated the Dudley Boys. When Triple H pinned Devon Dudley with an ace crusher, the two-man power trip successfully defend the WWF World Tag Team titles. In terms of in-ring work, Steve Austin was head and shoulders above everyone else. This got a 78. The Dudleys showed excellent chemistry teaming together. The match deserved better color commentary, I guess because The Rock joined Jim Ross and CM Punk. And Triple H and Stephanie have great chemistry. And it got a 78. So what was the final grade for the show? A 71. Okay. Anything over 70, I'm happy with. I know. So I don't even think I have to get a 70. That's just like my personal um, goal to get a 70 on Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views. Although I might have to get higher on pay-per-views because I think one provider like wants more. But anyway, before I show you what these are, notepad. Let's see. Taz was fined for throwing a punch at Stone Cold Steve Austin and getting his ass kicked as a result. It has small positive impact on Taz, and Steve Austin was pleased. Buff Bagwell was fined for missing a meeting with a road agent. Buff Bagwell and Jim Ross were both pleased with the fine being the punishment. So what's was war, drug test fees. Kurt Angle goes, China needs to learn how to sell. She is not worth pushing until that's addressed. Jack Lanza goes, X Pac is pretty good in the ring. You should push the kid. All right, so keep using X Pac after the Hardys and X Factor rivalry is done. So incident, just as I said it, just as I said it, incident involving Sean Waltman. What did you do? X Pac has been identified as a hard drug user. Um, as the drug testing is done backstage, um, well, you know what? Like I say, if it's soft drugs, maybe I'll find them. But maybe it's good that there's really nowhere else to go with the Hardys versus X Factor. Albert faced both of them in singles matches. Beat one, lost one. X Pac and Albert beat the Hardys on Raw. There's really nowhere else to go with the storyline because I definitely was not going to have them meet at Invasion. I am going to double check to make sure I didn't promote the match though before, but yeah. So okay, yeah. So they're not promoted for Invasion because I didn't want them promoted for Invasion because I wanted Invasion to be in a promotional the whole card through. I gotta send them to rehab. X-Pac has left rehab. It had a positive impact on him. He's very happy at the action. Okay. So yeah. So the promos may have been a little messy. I'm probably gonna cut it out. Uh, I'm gonna probably cut it out. Well, at least Ivory and Regal's interview, I can kind of keep. Kurt Angle's interview, I'm just gonna have to do it just on the sheet. Cut out what I read on the screen. So that was my fault. But I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to me if you did. Um, please hit the thumbs up so more people see this video. And the next video in this series will be the taped Sunday Night Heat, which airs on MTV. Even though Invasion is this Sunday, it's kind of like, well, Sunday Night Heat is what people would see on the cable channels, but the pre-show on Invasion, the pre-show on a pay-per-view is what people would see the 30 minutes before the start of the actual show, like when WWF pay-per-views had a free-for-all in 1996. Um, anyway, until next time, good night, everyone.